so fucking mad. All right, can you guys hear me? Chat? Anybody in the chat? No? Yes, maybe.
I
Nobody's
don't
in the
see it
chat.
up.
I don't see it up either.
Oh, it just started. It just started. My chat just started. Well, I mean, my thing just started. Where am I? Okay, this is alive. This is part two. Okay. All right. I got the chat from YouTube. Are they good?
Okay, now I see Twitch.
And Twitch is up now?
I see Twitch now, yeah.
Okay.
But nobody's on this side, I don't think. Okay.
All right. I got three on YouTube right now. Oh, you guys have a fan from Batu. It's all about Chuchi and Bunny.
Yay!
Who? Sorry. Hi. This is on YouTube?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
and
YouTube
Twitch.
and Twitch and Facebook.
No.
And if you go to Twitter, it takes you to Twitch.
This is better.
Okay.
Can you hear us, guys?
All right. Now we got to pick up the numbers again. We have 14 people, man. I'm so mad.
I'll be back.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Man.
All right, so
Oh,
can, can they hear
thank you,
us?
thank you for the host. Thank you for the host.
Yay!
Rad Dragon's
Thank
hosting us on Twitch.
you.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah, no,
you.
no
Shout
MySpace,
out,
Pat.
shout outs.
Rad Dragon, thank you so much for being a host on Twitch, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Pat's over here talking about MySpace. This guy. All
Joker, you
right.
wanna cue us into what our topic is gonna be?
Yeah,
Right.
so my bad, guys. We had technical difficulties with the audio. The program over here crashed on me. I'm so mad about that.
It happens. It happens,
Yeah, it
man.
happens. Yeah, so we were done with WandaVision. I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Oof. We were done with Wonder Woman, done with some little side tracks and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess we're gonna start talking about WandaVision. Here's what we're gonna do.
Uh,
We're gonna talk about it as episodes first,
okay.
okay? And then we're gonna talk about it as a whole, and just give our opinions and all that stuff. So, all right. So yeah, let's start off with episode one of WandaVision.
Listen,
Woo!
WandaVision. I have a lot of questions.
And hopefully people have answers.
Well, let's start off where what were your expectations going into this show?
I thought it was gonna be like action, like right away.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to really be completely old school TV show style.
I
It
think,
kind of gets me out of it for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I like the little bits at the end where they're like, "Oh, not everything is what you think it is."
yeah.
I wish the episodes were probably a little bit longer. They seemed very short, but other than
I
that, I've been
I
enjoying it.
was I was very confused because it was like they don't know like anything. Like they don't know when they got married. Like they don't know where they
Well, I
came
have a theory for
from.
that. I have a theory. Hold on. That's episode 3. Hold up. Hold
Yeah.
up.
We're talking about
No,
episode one.
the episode one,
Yeah,
they
episode one
say
they talk
like
about that. Yeah, they do talk
yes,
about
that's
that.
what I'm talking about.
Briefly, but they talk about it
Girl.
more in episode 3.
No, but like episode one is like, and then what is got confusing to me was like in the beginning, like she's like moving dishes, her powers are like on point, and then when she's like doing this whole dinner thing, she's like messing up, like just making things fly out the window and just breaking stuff and just I get
Yeah,
that
but
she
I
doesn't
think
know how
I
to
think
cook.
no, I think that's the point of the show. They try to make it very classically comedic to that
Like
those
like
kind of sitcoms.
like I Love Lucy type. I know. Like
Mhm.
it made sense. It was like classic TV sitcom, you know. I get it. Like it was like I Love Lucy type thing. Like she
No,
messes up, the husband fixes it, things like that, right?
you know what this reminds me of? That movie from Jim Carrey, The Truman Show,
Yeah.
where for those of you who don't know about The Truman Show, other than it being a
Mm,
real good fucking movie, you guys should watch it. Uh, Jim
definitely should
Jim
watch it.
Jim Carrey does a real awesome job playing a actual serious role. Like there's barely any comedy in it, but it's actually really good. So anyway, um, I feel, I believe somebody. I at first I thought it was Wanda because she actually has the powers to actually like make a world. But
Yes.
We are going off track. We didn't even
how are we
talk about
going off
episode
track?
one.
Okay, fine. Episode one. Here's my thing with episode one. Okay, it's as soon as you start the show, it's the Dick
This
Van Dyke Show. Okay,
Mm.
I used to watch all these old school classic
My
black and
first
white stuff.
note for episode one is I miss seeing the Marvel logo. It was nice to see that again. I've missed it.
The Marvel
Um,
logo, yeah.
The
my two
Marvel.
cents, just so because Ant-Man, I see what you're saying on the Twitch chat. Don't worry, I'm gonna go in once they're all done talking because I'm gonna go
Oh,
in.
that's one of my theories. With WandaVision and Wanda
We're
in
in
general,
episode one.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Pleasantville vibe.
Yes, Pleasantville. Yeah, that was one of my. I don't know much about where this storyline is heading, but that was one
Hmm.
of my theories
I'll
where.
And then
tell you. I'll tell you where it's
and
headed.
No, no, no,
and
no. I don't
and
want to
and
know. No spoilers, please.
No, it'll
and
be
the
a theory. It
choking
won't be a spoiler.
Mm-mm.
and the choking scene, like when the guy was choking, that was like really eerie, like
Yeah, that
very
was
weird.
a little
And
I think
weird.
that's when things started. She was like, okay, things are not going as perfectly as she expected it to.
That's what I feel like what happened at that point where like she has like this whole world, like everything's perfect, everything's beautiful, everything's great,
mhm.
but yet like little by little there's like little tidbits that is like
Little phrase in the reality.
Here,
that's like throwing her off, and it's like what the hell's going on?
here's my 2 cents on this, and is which I love how the show is doing. Even though I'm not even gonna get in. I'll get into it once we wrap up everything.
Mhm.
What I love about this show is that no matter how perfect it seems it's going, there's always that lingering danger of not
What's
knowing
really
what the
going on?
hell is going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
And
Right,
it's
right.
done so perfect in this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's done in a way where you feel it as a viewer what the actors are going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because while they're doing this whole acting stuff, whether it's for in her mind or to play the part she has made up, you feel exactly what they feel when things go weird.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like there's times where your eyebrows just like you're in a frown, like yo, what am I watching?
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
done perfectly in this
Yeah,
show.
because I like that whole, for example, like that whole choke scene.
Yeah.
Like you can see in Wanda's face that like she's uncomfortable. But that whole choke scene also made me uncomfortable as well.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
what
it
I'm
was like
saying?
eerie.
So
Yeah.
it was like whoa, like
Yeah,
and
because
I
in
agree
a
with
regular
Gary on that one.
sitcom, he would just kind of spit it out and they'll laugh about it and
Yeah,
so on and so
exactly.
forth. But she had to tell you, like, oh, Vision, help him. Like,
Yeah,
Help him.
exactly.
Yeah. And then the wife is like, stop it.
mm,
Stop it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, are you
The
serious right now? What the heck is going on?
first
Yeah.
that's me
off,
when I have a
if I'm not
problem.
mistaken, that's the mom from 70 Show, which
Yeah, it
was
It
is.
was,
amazing.
wasn't
It
Right,
is.
it?
It
right.
is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
amazing to see her again. Yo,
Yeah.
she needs more
Yeah.
work. She's amazing.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And then
What I
like
like
the
about that scene. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go.
no, I was gonna put like the last scene, but go about because you're talking about that scene. So
What I
talk about
like
that scene.
about that choking scene that just seems so out of place, if you really pay attention, it's the first time throughout the whole episode where something goes wrong that's not part of the sitcom.
Yeah.
Right,
Quote
Yeah,
sitcom
exactly.
is actually
right,
something happening.
Mhm.
right. And then what and that scene also, I was just confused on, they're so thing about like hiding their powers and all this stuff, but Vision literally goes in this man's throat to take out
Yeah.
whatever he's choking
Yeah,
on, and
And
exactly.
no
nobody
one points
saw
it out or
that.
Yep.
anything.
Right. So I'm just like, okay,
And
this is when I
not
was
even
like,
him. And not even him too. Like the guy actually choking, not even him. I get it. He's under duress. He's choking. you know.
Right.
But still, like you telling me you not noticed something like that, like
You
that's
didn't see nothing. You
yeah,
didn't
No,
feel like
yeah, it's
nothing.
amazing how like after Vision pulls it out, it's just like back to the script,
yeah. Everybody's back to the
Mm-hmm.
script. Yep,
Hey,
and
you
Mm-hmm.
got
it's
your
amazing.
promotion. I
yep.
see you. Your promotion. Da da da.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Which
Have a
is
good
how
day.
if it was a sitcom, that whole
It would
episode would
happen.
go.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yep,
It's
yep.
Yeah.
amazing. It's just amazing the way that is going down. One thing that I do have to say is, I don't know if it was the directors or the writers, or at one point while they were hyping up the show or doing
Mm.
promotion, they said it's gonna be a long crawl. Like it's gonna be one of those episodes that things don't pop off until how we saw episode 3.
Oof.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they
But
been said it. They were like, it's gonna be slow, but hang in there.
Yeah.
yeah.
At first, I
And
was
then
like,
like
"Oh,
the
this is not for me," but the endings always get me. I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna watch the next
we're
one."
gonna
And
watch
the
the next one. Right.
can we talk about how well the commercials are done in
I
Oh,
love
Oh,
it. The
that
Stark
is
bro.
Industry
so
toaster.
hilarious.
No, was it the
Yes.
toaster? Yes.
Yeah, the toaster. And then she makes breakfast for dinner
Yeah.
with toast and stuff like. I feel like every commercial kind of like brings in, she brings it into the like quote
there's
unquote episode thing.
I don't know. For me, there's a deeper meaning with those commercials.
You
Ah,
think so?
And
yeah, I
yeah,
think so
way
too.
deeper. Those commercials are gonna come into play for something later on. I don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, the first one is the Stark Industries toaster, then it's
Yeah.
the Hydra Watch in episode 2, and then the Hydra Soak in
Well,
episode 3.
to be exact, is not only the Hydra Watch. It's the is it Striker Stroker, which if you remember from the Avengers movie, that was the name of the scientist that made Wanda and Pietro who they are.
Mhm.
Mm.
So it's a little bit deeper, more than just. It's like it's little subtleties like that this show kind of reminds me of the first few episodes of Stranger Things, where you
Hmm.
think it's just a normal story until like it's always
It
something
gets
lingering
deeper.
in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
And then like the first episode cutscene, like the last scene is like they're being watched. Like my question was like, is this an experiment? Are they being watched? Like what's going on? That was
Yeah.
like the last scene of episode 1.
Yeah, with the person writing notes in the what it looks like a studio or trailer.
Right. Right. And then I'm just like, okay, so are they being watched? Is this an
Mhm.
experiment? Like what's
Mhm.
going on?
Don't
And then
worry,
goes
I'll
into
explain it.
episode 2. And then it goes
I'll
into
explain it.
episode 2. Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's
Wait,
move
hold
on
on,
to
hold on,
episode 2.
hold on. But
Hold on.
I have some notes for episode 1 still.
Sorry, bro. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Hold
Sorry,
on.
Daddy.
Yeah, you better. Okay, so
Oh,
these are my little like my little detail stuff. So the show opens up as a Dick Van Dyke
mhm,
show or a combination of like other shows from the 60s 70s era. Okay.
Hmm.
mhm.
Also, if you notice, the whole entire show isn't like a pure black and white.
Small frame.
There's no issue. Yeah, or with a 4:3 aspect ratio, which
Mhm.
was the format for back in those days.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hmm.
the introduction kind of reminded me of like an I Love Lucy, I Dream of Jeannie, and
Yeah.
and a whole thing
Yeah.
with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the
Um,
special effects,
Mhm.
yeah, Vision,
everything just kind of blips.
yeah,
Yeah.
Vision also has to put on like a human face just to go out, right?
Right.
Okay,
Because
hold on.
supposedly nobody in his area
And
knows
yeah,
that he has
exactly,
powers.
exactly. Hold on. Prior knowledge. Okay. Yeah, the toaster. This is where I noticed something crazy with the
Wait,
toaster.
can we? Yeah. Also, well, before that, Vision is at his job, and one thing I thought was really funny is his
Yeah.
job has no purpose. Like he's,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
that was fun.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, "Do
Yeah.
we sell anything?
But
Do
wait
we?"
a minute. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's also an Easter egg
I
for
thought,
back in those eras because back in those eras, the men would go to work and it's like, all right, cool. What do you
and you won't
do?
see it. You just stay home with the
Yeah.
wife
Yeah,
for the rest
exactly.
of the
And it's
Yeah.
day.
like, all right, what do you do? At least with I Love Lucy, like her man owned a club. You know, like her husband
Right.
owned the club, and you know he was leader of a
Oh,
club.
you know
Co-
what
uh,
I just realized?
well,
I think that there's could be a link with, remember that's in the scene that he's at work and the guy asks, "Oh, is the music bothering you?" And then I think it's episode 2, there's also radio playing like a song. And I don't recall if it's the same song, but
it's not.
remember on the
I'll,
It's not
I'll,
the
How you
same
I'll
know?
I'll
You
song.
know
get
the
to
name of the
that.
song?
It's
Yes,
not the same
yes,
Yeah,
song.
that,
I'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
to
it's not
it.
the
that
same
song, the
song.
I'll
song,
get to it.
the song was an important Easter
I'll
egg.
get to it. I'll get to it. That's also part of my notes. I get
Mm-hmm.
to it. I get to it.
But
What I
that's
will
So,
say
episode
about the
2.
job, what I will say about the job, since we're on that subject, it's hinting to something about Vision's character,
Yeah.
where the people in the town are playing their parts. Wanda's trying to keep everything in control. Vision also has a characteristic that you see from episode 1, which is he's questioning shit.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
He's
Mm-hmm.
questioning
He's not.
everything,
He's not in
everything.
on it at all.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
And
questioning
even if he
everything.
is not completely there. He's still like, what is it that we do?
Right.
Yeah, I
And
don't think.
that's throughout the whole
I
episode.
think Wanda knows what's going on. I think some of the neighbors or like extra side
Uh,
characters know what. Some of them know what's going on, but I don't think Vision knows anything is going on at all.
I don't think Wanda knows 100% what's going on.
Not
yeah,
entirely, but she knows. I feel like she knows that this is better than reality in a sense. She knows that something that being in this world or whatever it is better than not being in it.
yeah,
And that's why I feel like in episode like what was it? At the end of episode 2 and on episode 3 when things kind of pop in that disrupt things, she's like no and she rewinds everything.
All right, but we're not there yet.
I'm
I
just saying.
completely disagree
Joker needs
with
to
everything you
finish.
guys said, but Joker finish.
yeah.
Right,
Because
Joker
we
needs
need
to
to move on
finish.
from
Yeah.
episode.
All right.
Right.
So the toaster is where I noticed something a little funny. If you notice
Mm-hmm.
on the toaster, the new one, the toaster looks
Mm-hmm.
a little ominous, and also there's a red blinking light on it.
It had also an ominous sound when it was
Yeah,
finishing.
yeah. And
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
like a
weird.
red blinking light, and there's like an ominous beep to it. So it was like, okay, that was a little weird. So anyway,
Do
let's
you know
let's
what that
continue.
signifies, though?
Go ahead. What?
That you can't
In
make
her mind, do
toast.
you know what that signifies?
No.
Remember in Age of Ultron,
Hmm.
the reason why she hates Tony Stark was because the terrorists stole a bomb that fell on her house or her apartment complex,
Hmm.
and her brother was stuck just looking at this bomb that never blew up. And the
Yeah.
only thing that she says she ever saw was a red blinking light.
Ew,
That's
Gary, you just
yeah,
gave me chills. Don't do that.
yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
For you
Now I
guys in
gotta
the chat,
rewatch Age of Ultron.
spoilers. For you guys in the chat, spoilers.
Interesting.
All
Nice,
right,
nice.
let
I'm
me
Kudos for
telling you,
you. Kudos for
it's
you.
small little things like that
I was
yo
looking
has
out for
like
Easter eggs the whole time, and I don't know if I got many. There was some that I
I
feel
think
were
it
Easter eggs,
helps.
but
It helps that I rewatched the movies after I saw that whole Twitter thing where this is the order in which the movies go chronologically,
Yeah.
mhm.
and I was like, okay, I got nothing to do. Let me do that, and I think that helped with my memory to even realize that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But okay, Joker, toaster.
All right. So the toaster. That's it after that. And then the rest of my notes we already discussed. And at the end, the song for that particular show was Yakety Yak.
Yakety yak, don't
Don't
come
talk
back.
back.
Yep. All right. So episode two.
I'm not old. I don't know
Episode
that.
2. Oh
Episode two.
boy,
It starts
girl.
off. It starts off as
Marvel logo never gets old.
yes. It starts off as Bewitched. As the Bewitched.
Yep,
Thing.
it
Yeah.
definitely is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead, guys.
So the helicopter
Color.
shows up
Yep.
in the
The color.
bush. I noticed it was also Iron Man colors. I don't know if
Red
that
and
means
yellow.
anything.
Red and yellow. Yep.
And then it also had the same logo as the book from the end of episode 1.
That's
That was what I caught on.
the sword logo.
Sword.
Yeah, I don't
Out
know
of all
anything
the
about Sword.
there's a couple of agencies in Marvel. One of them is Shield. The other one
Yes.
is
Which
Sword.
got dismantled with the whole Hydra being a part of Shield thing.
Yep.
Is Sword good or bad?
Sword is good.
Sword is good.
Okay.
If you remember
Uh,
at the end of the last
It's
Spider-Man movie,
Sword and Shield.
that Nick Fury wasn't Nick Fury.
Yeah.
He was a Skrull,
He was a
and
scroll.
he's
Yep.
in this spaceship. That Sword.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that sword. So originally, Shield was supposed to be a defensive thing or whatever. Hence the Avengers. When the Avengers dismantled, so did Shield. Now they're on the offense with the sword. You know.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So for episode 2, I was very like, this is very like housewifey. Like we're gonna be
We're gonna be kissing butts to the woman who can get our
talking
kids to best
right,
school.
right,
Yeah.
and like
Yo,
very
we see these
housewife.
episodes OD different, but please go on.
Well, I'm
They
sorry,
were
we're not.
very
Well, we're coming in it as like we don't know much. You know everything that's probably gonna go on. We
Yeah,
don't know much.
I definitely like I
So we have two perspectives here.
right.
What pointed out
Yes.
to me a lot was the for the children thing. They
Yeah.
say it a
Yeah,
lot
What?
and they
that
That's
was
say it in
true.
weird.
unison.
Yeah.
And at first I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, for the
Is
children.
this
But
a
I was like,
cult?
is this a thing?
But I've
Like,
Is
do
this a
never
they know
cult?
about
noticed.
these
I've never
kids?
noticed
It's
kids.
it
I've never noticed kids.
it's not a
There's no kids.
code. It's not a code. But that's what I'm saying.
I
Like
think
it
it's something
seems
to
like the
like,
episode was so geared towards that.
yeah, and they kept saying it for the children, and everyone would say it in unison. And I feel like, are
And how
they
did they
hold?
sound?
They sound.
Culty.
There we go. That
It
I
sounded
yo,
feel
like a
like they
cult.
wanted these children to come because at the end of this episode, oh no, is it? Yeah, suddenly pregnant. That's my thing. So she's suddenly
Yeah, that's what I
pregnant.
said. Magically pregnant.
Yeah, I
Like
wrote
I know they
suddenly
have
pregnant.
magic, but what? And
um,
then I was questioning Geraldine a lot.
wait, yeah, the voice on the radio too, where it says,
Yes.
"Wanda, who's doing this to you?"
yeah,
Right. Which
I
was
was trying to
very
recognize
weird.
the voice. I couldn't, as much
I
as
could
I.
tell you
Right.
who it is.
Don't tell me. I
Well,
don't want to know.
I want to know. And I also wrote down are the neighbors suspicious? Like the neighbor, the main woman, I forgot her name, the
Hold
main
on.
woman that can get the kids into
Real
the
Agnes.
quick, real quick.
schools.
Shout out
Agnes.
to my coworker there, Floppy Pancake.
Floppy pancake.
Hey, Floppy Pancake.
I mean, Pat.
Panka.
Fluffy.
Pat is also my coworker, but you know,
I
Pat,
guess you like floppy pancake better.
Floppy
I'm just
Pancakes.
throwing
You
it
know
out
what I'm
Uh
there.
saying?
oh.
I'm kidding.
Now
Pat,
we
Floppy
don't
give a shout out to one. We
Pancake.
got to give a shout out to
Pat, don't hate
everyone.
me,
Yeah.
bro. Pat, you're part of my family, bro. We've
Yeah.
been to
Shout
Comic
out to
Con
Pat.
together.
Shout out to Pat.
Yeah, it doesn't get more intimate than that.
Right? Comic Con.
Comic
I'm
Con.
sorry. Go ahead.
The next thing that caught my interest in this episode after she was pregnant was the beekeeper who comes
The
out the manhole.
beekeeper. Yeah. And she was like,
Um,
no.
and yeah, she said no, it never happens again.
Yeah, never again.
I don't know. That I'm at loss with. I don't know who's the beekeeper. Why is the beekeeper coming out of a manhole?
Yeah, that was
Wait,
weird.
I'll be the glue that sticks everything together at the
No,
end.
no, no, no
Yeah,
spoilers.
yeah, no,
So
no. I like that. I like that. Everybody's here expecting spoilers, damn it. So yeah, so
right. Cause nobody's gonna come here not knowing
not
like
knowing
that we're
shit.
gonna mess
Everybody's
something
here
up.
for a debate. That's it. We
Listen,
Right.
debating.
listen.
I don't. But
Anything I say is strictly theorized because
yeah,
we can
Right.
I want
that
theories,
Marvel
With
but
doesn't
nothing
do
that we.
things by the book.
with a grain of
Yeah,
salt.
like I don't want
They
things
take
that
a
like, oh, this
concept and then
definitely is
they
it. I want theories.
no,
I have
no, it won't be
theories.
that. It will definitely be theories.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want.
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
don't want to get spoiled because then I won't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody could spoil this because it's
Yeah,
basically
nobody
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Okay,
an
hold
original
on.
story based off of something.
All right.
And
Okay.
even the
right.
stuff that you base it off of could be a complete
I
miss.
don't want to
And
know who the beekeeper is, just in case.
he's
But
it's not that important as to who he is.
is what happened. Like why he came out the manhole.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was basically just an idea to get into whatever that thing is that we see in episode 3. It's the first
That
try
yeah,
was,
that's
oh,
what I
let's
was
go
thinking.
airborne. And what happens to the helicopter?
It turns
Gets
into a
turned to a
toy.
toy. So if you can't go airborne, then let's go from under.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
also
And
real
why I think
quick.
that
most
Hold
she
on. Hold
knows
on.
what
Hold
she
on.
was
Hold on.
going. She kind of knows what's going on, and
Hold
she
on.
doesn't want anyone to disrupt it.
Give me a second. Hold on.
Exactly.
Real quick. Can we rewind a
Yeah.
little bit?
Yeah, bro.
The beginning of that episode, of episode 2. What the fuck was that banging noise? And don't tell me it was that tree that was outside the fucking.
It wasn't the tree. That's what it's weird
Was
about.
that
It wasn't the
significant?
tree. Yeah, I
It
think
had to
it
Oh,
be
really
I didn't think
was.
it was.
It
I
had to
think
be.
it really was. It had to be because after that banging stuff, she woke up freaking out, and then she was like, all this other weird stuff happened, and then they woke up, and then the helicopter was in the bush, and everything started acting really really weird.
I
And
think
I was questioning like, did that one neighbor, the one with the kids and stuff, is she like someone like, does she know everything that's going on? Because like she was very
you
questioning
I
are
everything.
you
think
are you still on
her
episode
and
2?
what's her name?
Geraldine?
Geraldine. Yeah,
Geraldine.
I think both of them. No, everybody else, I'm unsure. I don't know if they're just like
By the
NPC.
way, Geraldine is the little black girl from Captain
Yeah,
Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
The daughter?
Yeah.
The daughter.
she's
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
daughter.
Oh, so this is
Oh
uh
yeah,
way
it goes deep,
forward.
bro. It goes deep.
Oh, you spoiled me, man. All
So,
right.
all
Her
right.
name
So
was
since
Her name was Geraldine. No,
yes. All right.
Yep.
Real quick. So then,
Chuchi just saw Captain Marvel today too.
right, right, and
So
I
you
just
should have
saw it. Then
you
I'm
should
like,
have picked up on this.
yeah,
no,
exactly.
Well,
I just
remember,
saw it today.
Captain Marvel takes place in the '90s. That's why you see the blockbuster and everything.
Ah,
Yeah,
true, 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 true,
exactly. Yeah.
true. Okay, so this is not couldn't be too much into the future.
No. All right. So let me see here. Okay. So since we're at the part where we at, let me go through my notes and I can tell you what I got. So okay. So in this show in this episode, I noticed that the black and white was less prominent. It was trying to turn into color.
Yeah,
Okay. So it
that's
wasn't
what I
like
just saw.
episode
I saw
one.
it too.
Episode one had like some deep blacks and deep whites and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like this is what it
It was
is. This is
definitely
what it
that
is.
era right before we started getting color
Color,
TV, where
yes.
color TV was a
Hence
luxury.
why, hence why color TVs when episode three came up, it said in color, because that was always a
Yeah, or
thing.
now in color.
Yeah, now in color or presented to you in color vision. That was like a
Hmm.
whole thing back in the late 70s, early 80s.
That was a game
Uh,
changer. That's how our
Yep,
grandparents got down. There was no Netflix and chill. There
yep,
was I got to see color, baby.
yep. So then now with that, let me see what else here. Oh, also the big red gum that this guy ate, that Vision ate wasn't red at all. Like it wasn't black and white. Like there was no.
It was
I
like
That
thought
is
green.
like
nasty ass gum.
That's
I
part of my theory.
right.
That's part of my theory.
I thought that because you see like that
I actually
red
noticed a
light.
lot of red themes in this
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
episode.
For that big red gum not to be red, whatever. The whole radio thing, we're asking who's doing this
The
to her.
big red, the blood on
Yes,
when this woman
Dottie.
cuts her hand.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Dottie broke the glass in her hand. Yeah.
Her blood is red. The
Yep.
helicopter was
Red
red.
and yellow.
When they got finally get color at the end, I think
Their
her hair
clothes
and her clothes were very prominent, like with those
red.
orangey red
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
vibes. I don't know
Yeah.
if that means
It
mhm.
anything,
was
but I
like,
was seeing a lot of red
well, if we're
themes.
going if we're going to if we're going with the whole like era of like TV, television and stuff like that, for
Hmm.
example, like I Love Lucy and Bewitched, the main characters from them, they had red hair, like
Yeah,
red orange
And
I
hair,
red lips.
and their hair was like super bright red or super like that super bright orange and stuff. Like,
hmm
but that was part of filming, so it could be because of that. Could be,
hmm
could be. Who else here? The commercial again about Hydra with the Strucker watch.
I don't
Um,
remember that. I don't remember that
also
commercial too well.
Agnes to this day, to
Yep.
to
Let's
even
talk about it.
episode three, Agnes, she keeps fucking talking about her damn husband Fred, and we never seen this guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
ask me
but
who
I
Fred
think
is,
I
bro.
think that's a like a side character
No,
stereotype. No.
it's
Nope.
supposed to be like that stereotypical reoccurring joke, like in
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
what was that show with Tim Allen where the neighbor would never show his face?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm
yeah,
Exactly. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Every time they
Yep.
would throw jazz out,
Yep.
is that reoccurring joke? But just like everything in the show, it has a deeper meaning.
Mhm.
It has a deeper meaning. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
I
talent
could tell
I
you
show.
who.
guess.
The talent show was for the children, but again, where are the kids?
Where the yeah.
They don't
For
show up
the
until the end of the episode.
children.
Yep. Okay. Oh,
Suddenly pregnant.
boom. Yeah, suddenly pregnant. And then there was a rewind with the beekeeper suit guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
She
yes,
said
yes, yes, yes.
no.
Yeah, and
And
then
then
it
rewind.
rewinded her back just to when they're about to kiss, and then they actually kissed, and I'm like, okay, cool.
And that was the end of that.
Yeah, right.
Then that was the end of that.
Cultures
The
take over, and the
beekeeper had a
show.
sword. I don't know if you've seen it. He had a sword
Yeah,
signal
sword
on the back.
sword on his back. Yeah, I saw that.
Did
I
the
didn't see it.
symbol on the wardrobe for they
Oh,
used for the
and
talent
the
show, did that mean anything?
the symbols
Or that
what?
was just there was like a
What happened?
design on the wardrobe.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
I
didn't
don't
write
know if
that
that
down.
meant anything.
The names they use, the stage name they use, is a callback to
Yeah, there was
some.
glamour and like illusion or
Yeah,
something like that. She
illusion
called
is
They
the
them.
were kind of like the sidekicks to Wanda and Vision back in the comics. So it was like a
Hmm
little Easter egg callback. That
Interesting.
that whole
Okay.
naming.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So now also the banging also showed up again at the end of the episode.
The what? The what?
The banging that happened in the beginning
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
came
It
back
did.
up again at the end.
Where was
Yeah.
I?
I don't know. I was writing my notes down when all that shit happened. And
Mm.
finally,
You was probably
the
falling asleep,
the
girl.
song for this episode was the Beach
Talk
Boys. Help
about
me,
it.
Rhonda.
But with a twist. Help me, Wanda.
Yeah, help me, Wanda. Yep, that's right.
Mm.
hmm
So
Okay.
now it's a little
And the
weird.
you and the voice, if you didn't know, coming from the thing, was the agent that was in charge of Ant-Man's house arrest. That was his voice.
Oh yeah.
He's even credited at the
Really?
end. Yeah,
Oh.
I gotta
yeah.
watch that credit. That's my
Gary,
problem. I
you're
don't be
going too
watching
deep
that
with
credit.
this. Take a break.
I
Take
don't
a
be
break.
watching them credits, boy.
All right.
Nah,
So
man. And
now, where are we
uh,
now? We're at
Episode trace.
episode trades.
Episode 3.
All right. This is where everything like went crazy for me.
Freaked
Okay.
I
me
love
Now,
the
out.
70s vibe.
intro
70s,
was
yes,
the Partridge Family. Hello
definitely.
Carter and there's one
the
more.
Brady
Brady
Bunch.
Bunch. There you go. Thank you. That's the one
Yes,
I was getting.
I
I was trying
think
to
I'm
get
too
out.
young for this podcast.
girl, sit down.
Yo, listen, you can't blame me. I used to like stay up till like past midnight
That's what I
when
was
I
gonna
was
say.
younger.
Did you never stay up?
Right, and then
No,
me
I
and
had a
Joker used to
bedtime.
watch some.
Sorry.
No,
So did I. But I
so
used
did
to
we.
yeah.
We should definitely watch
I
that.
mean, I've seen some episodes of the Brady Bunch when I was really young, but I'm in a different generation than you guys. I don't know.
I've
No,
never seen
No, it's
hold
not the
on.
best.
one
Pat,
episode of the Brady
wait.
Bunch,
Pat,
but I
Beekeeper,
know the theme.
Beekeeper. Yeah, I thought he was AIM as well when I first saw him, when I first saw the symbol, but it's actually Sword. When I finally saw it on in episode 3 with Geraldine, I was like, "Oh, that's Sword, not AIM." Yeah. No,
Here's
no.
here's my thing with that. Let me add my 2 cents to that before we move on. What a part of my theory is the only organization we're gonna see aside from who's behind all this is only Sword. I think it would be too convoluted for new viewers like your sister to throw in a whole nother organization on top of Sword.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
Yeah,
think
yeah,
they
yeah.
will only focus on Sword.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because a lot of the
because
times in the comics, Sword, AIM, and Shield would like always like interact with each other and shit.
But at that
Whether
point,
good
you're
or
already
bad.
into it.
Yeah.
right, and
But
I'm
as
not
yeah,
like I
exactly.
stated, I'm not a comic book reader. Like I just watch the movies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
That's why they won't
it'll
they won't
be
get too
difficult. Yeah,
convoluted. They won't
right,
throw too
right,
many pieces at you.
right. If I read the comics, then I'd be like, yeah, go ahead. But uh,
I mean, I have them.
Almost died.
All right.
all right, all right,
All right.
bro.
Now let's see what we got here. Vision.
70s vibe, great.
Yes. Vision is confused about the pregnancy.
Yeah, it's going by super
Yes,
fast.
You know what I'm saying? He was yeah, 'cause he's going by
Again,
yes,
super
She
quick.
question.
gives birth in a day, right?
Nah,
definitely a
barely,
day.
Because he's
barely
like
a day.
yeah, because he's like, oh, you should give birth by Friday, and she's in the same outfit the whole time, unless that's just
Yeah.
a sitcom thing. But
No,
No.
no. Remember,
No,
the doctor
no,
leaves.
she says it.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
gives birth
says
in the
it.
same day.
Right, and she says it. She's like, I think I'm gonna be due today. Like, it's going by way too
Hmm.
fast. And I like that he put the papaya in front of her stomach.
He already had dad jokes.
Yeah.
He says,
Yeah,
"I can't wait to be a papaya" or something like that. He says,
yeah.
that was
And
cute.
then the first weird thing about that episode was that cut scene. Like when
Interesting.
they start figuring out what's going on, he was like, "Oh, I don't think this is real. Something's going on." And
Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." And then cut scene, and then it's like, "Oh, I love this. This is so great." Blah
Yeah,
blah blah.
exactly.
Which was so great.
Yep.
That
Pat
Yes,
had
Oh, the
I
scene at
had
the
to
end.
rewind.
Pat
I
has
I
had to
a
literally,
rewind
Pat has
to
a
make
theory.
sure
I'm
my internet didn't mess up, and it
me
was
too,
so
me too. I was
beautiful.
like, "Hold
I
on,
loved
is
it.
my
It was
internet
so
acting
subtle. No
up?"
one talked about it. They didn't even linger on it. They were like, no, you know? She was like,
And
no.
yo, that reaction of what just happened to my show is like, yo, that it was
Yeah,
intended.
that
I
was
don't care what
so
nobody says.
Yeah,
good. I felt
definitely
like
was.
I think they filmed episode 1 and 2 like piloty, and then episode 3 was when they probably got the green light. And I feel like now they're really the production is much better than
Yeah.
episode
Here,
1 and 2.
Hold on, wait, real
here's my
quick.
stuff.
Definitely.
Real quick, Pat has a theory. He says that he's thinking that Wanda could have been hurt. this could be like a situation where they're trying to like, heal her or trying to get her to like calm down or trying to like just trying to get her to revive her and whatnot.
I agree to an extent.
Okay.
Listen,
Hmm.
but continue, continue. Like I said, I will talk about this at
Yeah,
the
let's
very
talk
end.
about theories at the end.
Yeah,
Okay,
Right.
so after the pregnancy's going super fast, there's like malfunctions, like with her powers. Like things are happening, and she's like, "Did I do that?" And I feel
I
like it's
think
the
it's the
babies.
babies doing
The
it.
babies
Yep.
are doing
The
it,
babies are doing it.
Mm,
and yes, I feel it.
mm,
Hmm.
I think so. I think there's the babies because she's having a Braxton Hicks and the whole house is
I mean, it could
malfunctioning.
be her because Braxton Hicks are no jokes,
They're
but
really not.
but
They're really
I
but
not.
think
I
it's more
I was
that than the
thinking that
babies.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think this
I
is
was
a
next.
thinking it was the
momentary,
babies.
a moment that huge pain is not having her. Remember, because if we're going by what everybody's saying, she's also controlling this reality while also
Pregnant.
contractions.
Hmm.
At some point you're gonna lose control.
Hmm.
Right. True. True. Yeah. That makes
yeah.
sense. That makes sense. And
Okay.
then
Yeah,
the twin boys named Tommy and Billy, does that have, I was gonna question because you guys read comics.
I
Does that
heard
have
that these
any
kids, I heard these kids are gonna fuck things up. I heard these kids are gonna be some big deal. I know these kids are a big deal. What exactly? I don't know, but I know these kids are a big deal. I've heard it. I know the big things are coming from these kids,
do
Billy and
they
You
have
said
a
no spoilers.
significance though? Like
I think they're
uh
the next villains, I think.
You said no
but like
spoilers, so
No spoilers, but
like
I
the
think
name.
No
I'm telling you,
spoilers.
girl, I think they're the next big villain.
Yeah, you told me that already though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see Vision like catching on to like there's something going on, especially with like the pregnancy going by so fast, the neighbors
Yeah.
acting weird. Um, we get the Hydra soak, the bubble bath thing.
But wait, before that, is it that before that or after
Well,
that?
I see. I wrote Vision is catching on, and Wanda doesn't seem to want him to catch on to what's going on. She wants him
I
to
don't know
kind of
if it's
Yeah,
be
that.
that's a,
in the
that's a
dark.
little that's a little confusing. That's a little
Yeah, I don't
confusing.
know if it's that to me because to me, I feel like they both don't really know 100% what's going on,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think she knows exactly what's going
especially
on,
in
but
this
like I said,
episode.
yeah, I think that she likes it though.
mm,
She likes what's going on because anytime anyone tries to interfere, she's like, no. And she rewinds it.
And then when I was like, I'm like, what did the doctor mean by it's a small town, it's hard to escape?
Yeah, I wrote
Yeah,
that too. He
that
says it's
was
so hard to escape.
that was a
Right.
little. There's like little subtle things and stuff that I feel like the people that are in this thing know something and they're like, okay,
Hmm.
this is what's
Yeah.
going on.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like some
like,
people seem NPC-ish, and
yeah,
some people seem like they somehow
yeah.
snuck in and they're playing along
So
to try
like,
to
yeah, so like
get
in
her out.
episode 3, Geraldine, remember when Agnes and her
Yeah,
they were
she got
talking, they
caught,
were
and
like,
that's why she got kicked out.
yeah, they were like, oh,
She's like,
Geraldine
what
is a
is
little
that
weird.
sword? What does that mean?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
then because she was talking about her brother,
She said something
and
about her
Oh
then
brother.
yes, I wrote Justice for
yeah,
Quicksilver in my notes.
Yeah.
and
Um,
then she was talking about her brother, and then she's Geraldine had said something, I forget what she said, and then she was like,
she
Wanda
said,
was
"Oh, he
like,
was killed by
what?
Ultron."
Yeah,
That's what she
Ultron
Yeah,
killed
said.
him.
and then Wanda was like, what did you say? And she's like, no, that you're a very strong woman. She's like, no, what did you say? And then she saw her chain and she was like, what is that chain?
Yeah, and she was like,
And
"You
then
gotta go." Yeah.
yeah, and then it was cut scene to the outside where Vision was like listening to the neighbors and they were like whispering. I couldn't 100% hear, but I thought they were talking about
I
Wanda, but they
wonder
were
what the
not talking
neighbor.
about Wanda.
I
Yeah.
wonder what the neighbor said to Vision because she was like, "Is Geraldine in there?" And then it cuts back to him walking back in with to Wanda's
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
what
yeah.
machine.
that scene. This is what that scene insinuated. The fear from the neighbors weren't that wasn't that Geraldine was with Wanda. Their fear was that Wanda's alone with Geraldine.
Mhm.
That was what that scene insinuated.
Mhm.
But I didn't get that.
But they've
I
been
didn't
alone before and nothing happened. Why do you think that they were
right.
concerned about?
I didn't get that
Because
vibe there.
how do I break it down
Well,
without getting into
okay,
my
wait.
theory?
Hold on, wait. I got it. I
If
got
you
it.
think, okay,
I
go
got it.
for
I
it.
got it. So, cause I'm not 100% with Marvel, but I'm trying to be with the women here right now. Okay, so here's what I'm getting out of that. I agree with Gary that they're afraid of Geraldine that Wanda's alone with Geraldine. So because this whole to me this whole thing is like a simulation. Like things are being simulated in such a way where if there's a monkey thrown, if there's a wrench thrown into this whole thing, a monkey wrench thrown into this whole thing is gonna go like fucked up. Hence
Right.
Geraldine, she's the monkey
Mm.
wrench. Okay?
Yeah.
Because remember what Agnes and Herb said. They were both like, "Hey, Geraldine, she doesn't have a home. She's not from anywhere. She's not from here.
That,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?"
why
Let me
I
that's
think
break
why
it
it's
I
down.
was
worried for
questioning
Wanda and
that.
Vision about that. I don't
That's
know.
L-
why I was questioning that. Like that's why I feel my my opinion. I felt like they were scared that Geraldine was alone with Wanda, but that Geraldine was gonna hurt Wanda because they were like she
Nope.
has no home.
It was completely
It,
the other way
It was the
around.
other way around because
mm,
if this is Wanda simulating this shit, then that means that
mm,
Geraldine is not part of the simulation. And what do
Thank you.
computers
That's what I
what
was gonna get
what
into.
do computers do with stuff that doesn't belong to them? Or
they
actually, not
delete it.
even the
They
human
fired it.
body, even the human body. God
They
forbid
fired
you
it.
put an organ inside you that doesn't belong to you. What does the human body
Yep.
do?
It rejects it.
Rejection.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
To stay
But
away from my theory, but to go by what you guys are saying, if everybody in the town is an NPC, the threat of Geraldine was that she wasn't an NPC.
Yeah,
She's a player.
she's a player. Yep.
Yeah, but what about the other
That's why
neighbor,
the
the one that's always talking about her husband? I forget. She
I
Agnes.
seems
feel
like
like
she's not an
she's a
NPC
player.
either.
Agnes.
Yeah,
Agnes.
she
Yeah.
she
She
feels she
is
feels
yo.
very player like
She
too.
That's
knows
part
what's
of my.
going on.
Yeah.
I
She
feel
knows exactly what's going
No,
on,
no, but
and
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. There's differences. There's differences in
she's
NPCs.
probably playing along.
There's At the end of the day, an NPC is a sprite. Okay, and what a sprite is just a human or something, a monster, some shit to interact with you in a game. Okay, so now with that being said, there's two different types of sprites. There's the NPCs and the NPCs that you have to interact to continue the story. So I
hmm
feel like Agnes is one of those interactive NPCs that
Nope.
continues the
nope.
story.
Nope.
I
I
think
disagree.
her and
She's a
Vision
Dungeon
are
player.
Master
both
then.
in
Dungeon
there.
Master. Dragons,
Nope.
Dungeons and
Not
Dragons.
even.
Dungeon Master.
She is a
You
player.
think she's a master? You think she's a master? Like someone
She's
who's
Nah,
not.
no.
like
She's
fight?
not. She's
No,
definitely
I
not.
think I really do agree with everybody else that I think that she is a player, but she's like playing along like dumb. Like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to get
No.
close to you.
No. You're close to it, but no. That's not what it is.
That's how I look
If
at it.
Joker says she's a dungeon master, what's the job of the dungeon master? To keep the game
To
To
what?
keep the game going.
right.
To keep that.
That's her
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
The only time she gets questioned about what she's doing is when the mailman rolls around in episode 2 that nobody said. Mailman comes around
She
and he
says,
says
"Don't
something.
shoot. Don't
Right.
shoot the
Don't shoot the
messenger."
messenger. Oh, you
That was the
see, I should
check-in
have
from
wrote
the
that down. I should have wrote that
that
down.
was the check-ins from her higher ups.
Hmm.
hmm
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man.
I think maybe.
Stick around to the end of
That
this
that flew that
to hear
flew
my
that flew
theory.
over that flew over my head that episode because I was like, all right, don't shoot the metro. Okay, move on.
Remember, there
Let's
was no
go.
reason for the camera to be stuck on her if this is a sitcom.
Yeah.
No reason at all.
True.
Because at that point, Wanda goes in to go change. Our view is this is Wanda and Vision show.
Right.
Throughout episode 1 and the beginning of episode 2, we're only stuck on Wanda and Vision. So why
Right.
at that specific moment is Wanda leaving the shot and we're still stuck on Agnes? Remember, for a few seconds, she's just standing there,
Yeah, because
and
they're not
then the
really saying
mailman
anything
comes.
to and they're not really saying anything to each other like 100%. They're not
It
like
seemed very cold, very
Hmm.
cold.
right. They're not like I'm like there's no information here. So that's I guess that's why I wasn't paying attention to it because there was like no real information. It was like, yeah, your husband, blah blah blah, and this, that, and the third,
So
and don't
I'm
shoot the
not gonna
messenger.
tell you what's going on, but I'm gonna give you the breadcrumbs like I just did now. So us knowing what happened in episode 1 and 2, the weirdest thing being the helicopter. How do you
Mm,
think Geraldine got it? When's the next moment the first time we see Geraldine? It's right
At the
after
meeting with
Wanda
the.
finds
The
is right after
helicopter.
Wanda
Yeah.
finds the helicopter.
Hmm.
right,
You think she was in that helicopter?
Yes, I
yeah,
do.
and then she was like, I don't know why I'm here, like confused.
This
I
Like
is
she,
think I okay. Here's my theory. Here's my
go
theory.
for it.
Okay, ready? Hold on. Okay, my theory. Okay, well, I have some thoughts, some theories. Like, is Wanda under some kind of testing? Is she unconscious somewhere for like her own good? Like maybe she had like some kind of breakdown after Vision's death and wasn't able to control the things, or maybe she made this universe as like a defense mechanism in her
Mm.
mind. Um, but then I also feel like these babies were planned by whomever. I feel like Sword is probably trying to get her out, and that's why they sent um what's her name, Geraldine, in there.
Geraldine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and she was trying to get her out, but Agnes is like, "Oh, they're not alone together," or like, "Oh, I don't like that girl," or kind of things like that. But they're both trying not to blow each other's cover because they know it probably would
Yeah,
end
Herb
badly.
almost gave it up. He was like, "Listen, we're actually,"
We're
and then
all we are
yeah,
all and then I'm like, we are what? I wrote that down. I said, what does this symbol mean? What did Herb want to say? We are all what?
hmm
All right, here's my question: do you think Herb would have said more if Agnes would have not been there?
probably
Probably.
because
I
you
think
remember
Okay,
so.
in the
so you guys are
meeting
on the right track.
in the meeting
Yeah.
um in the meeting that
When they're in the
in the
library
library,
in the second episode.
Herb was very like standoffish with him, but
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
once he started like talking or whatever, he was like, all right, he's cool, and I'm assuming that he's probably like thinking like, all right, Vision can be trusted enough, you know,
You
especially
think he
that
gave him
whole
that gum
That
on
didn't.
purpose?
especially that whole like
Yes,
communism joke,
that
because
how do I put
that's his
this without
significance too.
okay, think about Herb's role in all of this.
And I
We
was
don't
gonna ask
see
that too.
we
I
don't
was
see
gonna
Ooh,
ask,
too
wait,
much of Herb.
hold on.
I was gonna ask that
Pat just
too.
brought up something really interesting. He said
Go for it.
this could be a House of M situation. Bing
Oh,
bing.
definitely,
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 bro.
but with a twist, with a
This is a for
huge
sure
twist.
House of M situation for
All
sure.
right, feed me House of
No,
M.
can't,
Why not?
We could
cause
tell her the story of House of M without. Can we?
I mean you can probably fuck it up a little bit.
Just give me
House
the
of M.
baseline.
Cause then after
Okay, this is
that
what we
is an
will say.
expectation.
Just the base.
House of M is the blueprint of what this show is based on,
Okay.
but it's not going by what House of M is.
Yeah,
If that
exactly.
makes any sense.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Is
have to
House of
Google
M
this.
cultivating children for their own personal gain?
No, House
No.
of M is a story very based on Wanda, her psyche, and the extent of her power.
Yep.
That's how all I could say without getting into spoilers.
Yeah.
I just think that she's very powerful and they're scared of her, and that's it.
Oh, she's like, isn't she like the strongest Avenger or something like that?
For now,
One
she's
of,
one of them.
definitely one of, because to this point, everybody thought Wanda's power was strictly telekinetic,
Yeah, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
but in actuality, is reality bending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's making up a whole world. If she's really doing this, as you guys are saying,
Right,
No,
exactly.
I
then
think
Yo,
this is
she's
her
I'm
world. This is
trying
her
not
world
to
for
get into
sure.
spoilers for you
Yeah,
guys.
I'm like
I'm
I
trying.
have an idea. I'm not a Marvel person, but I have an idea of what's going on. So
because okay, so let's go back to episode 3. So episode 3 is like really like creepy because like Geraldine comes in and she's really in this episode, right?
And who
yeah,
does she
She helps
replace a lot in this episode?
Agnes.
Yeah.
So, which I thought in episode 2, I thought the one the broke
You know
that
what I
cut her
just
hand
noticed?
Dottie
I don't think we see Geraldine and Agnes in the same place.
me. No, we do.
When?
There's a setting, but not
In
in the
the
same shot.
not in the same shot, but
Yeah.
they've been in the same room because when they were having that meeting by the pool and they were drinking stuff and
yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
were
true,
when
there
true,
Dottie
true.
together. Yeah,
True,
they were in
true.
that
Also,
same
the
On
scene.
both
talent show.
opposite ends of Wanda.
And the talent show and the talent show.
Before we move on, since I'm only feeding you guys breadcrumbs of what's to come, what I wanted to say about
Mhm.
Herb was to pay attention a lot to his role in things. Out of everybody in the town, I feel like he's the worst actor.
yeah.
He's the one who kind of breaks out of the simulation more.
Mhm.
And I do feel
Even
that he has a
even
big part in a
no,
lot of stuff.
no, he's just the red herring. He's just the person you got to keep an eye on. He doesn't really have that big of a part. but it's just his mannerism compared to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Right.
when
Okay.
Vision comes up to him and he's drunk off the big red and he's telling him to pick a card, you see he calls her by a different name. Any other NPC, how we're calling them, would have just rolled with the punches,
Yeah,
except
exactly.
Mhm.
for Herb. Herb looks around at everybody for approval and says, "No, my name is Herb."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
have to
Yeah.
rewatch
Because
it.
it's small subtle things like that you need to like keep a close eye on. Because what
Hmm.
he's doing is he's following the script that was given to him, but
Yeah,
not
Right.
by Wanda.
yeah,
Because if it was by Wanda, he would look to the stage.
yeah,
But when he's talking about himself, a small description, he looks at everybody else in the crowd.
yeah. I noticed that.
Right.
Yeah,
And then when he was doing that card, the card trick, he was like, "No, that's not my card. That's not my card.
yeah,
That's not
and
my
that,
card."
yeah, he
I thought, and
continued
then
Anybody
doing it.
else,
He
would have been like,
continued
anybody
"Yeah,
else
doing
would
that's
be
my
like,
card."
yes,
Yeah.
amazing, just to keep
Right.
the episode going.
He's an intern
Right.
that got a good job by accident.
it.
Funny.
That's
I
it.
don't think he's an intern that got a job by accident. I would say that his role is a very cliche, cultish role. If
Hmm.
you think of any medium that shows a cult, there's always one person that's like, should we kill ourselves?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that's Herb.
Right. Should we drink the red juice?
Yeah,
Like
the
he's
Kool Aid.
part of it, but
Exactly.
he's like, I'm unsure about this.
Like he's
Yeah.
sipping the Kool-Aid, but he ain't taking a big gulp.
He tasted
Right.
it. He dipped his finger in it. And I don't know.
I don't know about this. I don't like this
Yo,
too
that
much.
was like
But
that one
yes,
meme. That shit was funny.
episode 3.
That was like that one meme that I seen that were like an assassin's first time killing, and like this guy like walks by a cup, he pours like poison into
Oh
the
yeah,
cup,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then like he mixes it with his finger and then like licks it and he
He's
dies.
like, oh no.
That would be Herb. That would definitely be
Yeah.
Herb.
I think I'm
Yeah. So
Herb.
in episode 3, she was very in that episode. Like she helped her give birth.
She was
She and,
happy. She was like, I want
yeah.
these babies. I'm excited for these babies.
And then my question was is that nobody questioned, like the doctor didn't question absolutely
No,
anything.
because the doctor's part of that whole thing.
Right. And
Everybody follow the script.
Yeah.
that was so weird to me
Also,
because I
But
was
but
like,
but I don't know.
Geraldine
But
said
are they
something that I
trying
found
to give
a little
hints
weird.
to Vision?
Maybe.
Because when the
No.
doctor talks to Vision and says like that subtle, like, the small town is so hard to
to
escape
escape. Yeah.
and stuff, I feel like
And he accepted
I don't
Vision.
know.
And he accepted Vision's powers.
Right. Because Vision flew there
No, he
basically, like
ran.
super
He ran with
fast.
him on him, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I
it was
mean, this that
basically
has been
flew.
prevalent since the first episode. Remember, Vision
Yeah,
literally
saving the
put
guy
his
from
hand into
choking.
somebody.
Yeah.
They're deliberately not like
Ignoring
they're
it.
I
deliberately
think for
not
the sitcom, they'd
exactly.
be like, "Oh, what was that? Oh well." But like, I think
No,
everyone
I would
knows.
accept that. They just roll with the punches like it never happened. Like
Hmm.
again,
Right.
Herb,
I think they're
Vision
hiding
is
their
going
powers
fast with
for
these cards.
comedic purposes in this sitcom, but I think everyone knows. Everyone knows what's going on.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
But
they're trying to hide it so bad. Like Wanda's like, "Oh, we can't go
I feel
outside.
like
I
they're
have to
trying to
put this
please
clothes."
Wanda so they can get whatever they're trying to get out of the
Hmm.
situation.
Because that's the joke surrounding Wanda's sitcom, which is like Genie and Bewitched is like, oh, I have powers, but no one can know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's that
Yeah.
reoccurring kind of sitcom-y cliche kind of thing going
Hmm.
on.
Hmm.
So even when
Right,
they slip
because
up, they're supposed to just continue playing along like nothing ever happened.
I was like, "What is that bowl of fruit hiding, baby girl?" Because that you could see that.
No, but I think even when Geraldine walks into the baby's room, she's like almost surprised, like, "You're pregnant? Like already?" kind of thing. Like,
Mm.
I feel
But
like
when she
whoever these people are, they planned this pregnancy to get these babies, to get something out of Wanda.
I
And I
mean,
feel like
remember for the children.
for the
and I
children.
think
For
yeah,
the
that's what I was gonna
children.
say too. Like for the children, are they talking about these children, like the twins' children, or like random ass children? Like I don't get it.
No, it's the twins. It's
Mm,
Billy and
If
Tommy.
it's random
Yeah.
as children, we would see children around.
There's
Yeah,
no
Right.
children.
exactly.
There's
True.
Remember,
there's a
they were
there's a very small set of characters in this show, like any kind of sitcom, but there's no children.
Yeah.
Right. True. True. Yeah.
remember
I
they
don't
did
know.
this fundraiser. That talent show was a fundraiser for the school, right? but
Hmm.
the only audience is the characters we've only been
We've
presented.
been seeing, yeah, the guy
Yeah,
friends and the girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
which is
So
weird.
when they mean for the children,
It's her
They mean about the
children.
twins.
Yes.
yes.
Okay, all right, all right, okay. All right, not dumb, but I'm catching on.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
spoiling it, but I'm throwing breadcrumbs, little
Yeah.
breadcrumbs.
And then like I get it. Like I think these things while I'm watching it, like, are they talking about the twins? But I like pull back because I'm like, I don't think they're gonna give all of this like energy and like not know 100% like what's happening because at first I'm like, they're trying to hide their powers or whatever, and then these people are acting oblivious, but these things are happening. So do they know? Are they
They
not
know.
knowing
They
like
they
what is
know.
going on?
I feel like
Yeah,
everyone knows. Everyone knows, and they're just trying to keep everything going and playing along until they achieve whatever goal it is that they have.
because this keeps popping up and I keep not saying it because when um almost at the end of the episode when Agnes is like, are they by themselves in the room, in the house, whatever, whatever, and you go back, Geraldine is gone, and then this thing happens, and I don't know if we can say it. I don't know if that's like a, or we could say it,
She
or
got tossed out. She
Yeah.
landed in some Area 51 place.
right, and then all these cop cars come and
Yeah, all these people,
surround
there's like
her,
these tents. What I remember is these tents, helicopters,
and then all these
these
cop cars
Kind
trucks.
of.
come.
It's a fenced
It's
area,
kind
I
of kind of
noticed.
reminiscent, to the Thor movie.
Where they had his hammer.
Yep.
I
Right,
think yeah, I
and
think
then
maybe, and it seems like there's something up with the sky when she falls out. It's like some kind of,
It's a
I don't know,
barrier,
like a bubble or a
Staticky.
bear.
right,
Yeah.
static barrier. Yeah.
right, and I was gonna say that because when they pan out, because remember the what you were talking about, that the TV screen is like a certain thing, and then when they pan out and they go back to
Can
like
we talk about
now,
when that little square turns into a widescreen? I love
that's what
that.
I'm trying to say. That like it turns into a white screen and it's like,
Hmm.
okay, now we're in this time now.
Hmm.
And then when they back out and all these cars come out of nowhere, you see like this electric barrier type thing. So is Wanda in there with them? And
I
that's what's
think it's
happening.
somewhere above. I feel like it's maybe a bubble up above or something, and they've just set up camp underneath it, closed off the area, and like until they figure this shit out.
Or
I'm
like
loving
outside
seeing
of the
your
bubble.
minds work around this. It's like, it's amazing.
Hmm.
If a show can do this and bring people together in this way, where you're throwing theories, in my book, it's a good show.
No,
Yeah,
it
I
is a
I
great
think it's a
show.
good show, and
Love
I'm
this
glad that
show.
it's finally we're starting to see more. Like I said, I feel like the first two episodes were probably pilot episodes, and now the third episode's when they kind of, they're really starting this production. I think real things are going to start taking off after this point, which I'm excited for.
Yeah,
I
because
hope
when you see
not.
the
I
trailer,
hope
Yeah.
You
I
want a
hope we
slow
still get
burn? I
another
don't want so much
slow.
as
No, no. I really hope the next episode is still a slow one, and then episode 5 we kick it off.
Yeah.
Do you know how many episodes in total there's supposed to be?
What is it, like 8, 7?
I have
Yeah.
no
Something like that. I think it
idea.
was like 8 or 7 or
Yeah.
8.
And we're
Um.
already on episode 3.
Yeah. The song at the end was the Monkeys' Daydream Believer by the Monkeys.
oh yeah,
Question, since I'm not
yeah.
allowed to spoil anything.
Mm.
Throughout these 3 episodes, what is the one time Wanda has no control in the sense of her powers not working?
Oh, with the
Birth.
stork.
And what does a stork signify?
Yeah.
The babies.
The babies. Babies.
Meaning, so my question is, do you think that she conjured up that stork, or
No.
was that by someone else's hand?
No, it was somebody else's hand
I've been
because
telling y'all
And
that I
then
feel like the babies are
the
doing something, and
no.
y'all keep saying
Yeah, that's
no.
what I
no,
say
no, it's
too.
not
No,
the
it's not the
babies.
babies.
It's
It's
not the
somebody else.
babies.
It's somebody else, especially because remember what I told you when we were watching the show that the Wanda was like going at it and it was it was always a red puff like of smoke or
Yeah,
whatever. But the
yo,
smoke, but she
Yeah.
Alvin, I
just
don't
raised
know,
its
yo,
wings.
Joker, I don't know if we're in the same page, but you
What are
go
y'all
ahead.
seeing that I'm not seeing? Because
The
I
No,
don't
I
get it.
saw that too though because she was
Okay,
throwing stuff. She was throwing stuff at the stork and
Yeah, she couldn't get rid
nothing
of it.
was
yeah.
spooking it. And it was like
okay. So
red
let
smoke.
me
And she's like,
break
what's
it down
going
so you
on?
guys come up with it on your own. So, what does the stork signify in culture?
The
Babies.
delivery of
The
babies.
delivery of
Okay,
babies.
so if she can control anything in this pocket reality, what does it signify that she cannot control that stork and what it
She didn't.
signifies?
She
The
didn't. She didn't
babies.
control the babies. The
She
babies
has
came out of
no
nowhere.
exactly. She has no control of her delivering these babies. That is going to happen. That is our deal. That is what you need to deliver to me.
The
No matter
babies.
what you do, no matter who's the cost of it, the one thing you cannot control and what we're
It's the
pushing you
baby.
toward is the babies.
The babies.
Yeah, because the babies came out like second episode out of nowhere for like she was like,
She was
"Oh,
already like
I'm
4 months
pregnant."
pregnant when
Like,
she looked down.
what's going on? Right. Like,
She had a
what's
whole
going on?
belly.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying, like that noise and all the things that was happening, blah blah blah. And then that episode she gets pregnant, and then third
I wonder,
episode
are
is
the
her
babies gonna grow
pregnancy.
fast too? Like, are they gonna like do like a Renesmee and like age to like 5 years in one day kind
A
of thing?
Benjamin Button type deal? Maybe.
That's what. No, like
I
that's what
don't
I want
think
to know.
so.
Like
I
our
don't think
next
so.
episode, are they gonna be kids or no?
I don't think so. I think the
Because
end
in the
goal
trailer, yeah, in the end
is
goal.
just the kids. Regardless of age, the end goal was the kids.
So
Yeah,
then
but I
then
kind of
the
would
tra-
want to see them as kids because kids with powers that can cause havoc,
but then
especially if they have Wanda's powers.
I feel
my
like it
whole
would be too
thing
much.
about it
Yeah.
my whole thing about that is like they start like in the trailers they start like doing like Halloween, and then all this weird stuff happens, and then Agnes glitches like in the trailers. This is like
I
when I
have
was
to
watching
rewatch
the
the
trailer.
trailer actually. I have to rewatch it.
Yeah, so it's like Halloween, and then all these weird stuff happening, and then this man is asking
Well, what
Oh,
happened to
all
the? Oh,
this
that.
man is asking all this stuff for like what's going on with Agnes and stuff like that. Like it's
wait,
weird.
are you talking about the trailers released before the show or a preview of the
Yeah,
next
the
episode?
trailers. No, the trailers. If you
I'm
watch
gonna
the
have to
trailers,
rewatch it then. I
there's
didn't watch
two
all the trailers
trailers.
because trailers spoil too much for me sometimes. So I didn't
And
watch all the
you
trailers.
can watch and the trailers on the Disney Plus thing, you can watch it, and it's that's what it shows. And I watched it because I'm like, all right, I didn't watch the trailer, so let me watch the trailer and like go about it this way.
Is the
So
Halloween
it was
special the one that she wears the old school
Yeah. Yeah.
Scarlet Witch?
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then he's wearing
Here,
some weird invisible thing guy, whatever.
here's what I'll say about the trailers. WandaVision has a huge part to play on where Marvel takes their movies to the next level.
Mhm.
I think everything we saw in the trailers was meant to mislead us.
Yeah.
You
That's
could
true.
get you could get a certain feeling of what it's gonna be, but even seeing the trailers and now you watching the show, it
I
could
think
be
this
too
whole
complete.
show is just about misleading the audience, honestly. Like
No,
no
No.
it's definitely gonna be something that's gonna pay off. I promise you
yeah,
that.
like I know this is definitely going to play a part with the next upcoming Marvel projects, but I think this show's goal is just to keep you guessing to the last possible moment of this show. Like I don't think we're gonna know anything is true or not until like last episode, last 2 minutes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Here's what I have to say about that.
I agree with you,
I
Choco.
I was talking about the Mandalorian when everything dropped, but this is what I'm gonna get with. This is how I'm gonna connect these two arguments. I feel like Disney can tell this story in 2 seasons and drop it just like they did the Mandalorian. If
Hmm.
they touch anything more with the Mandalorian, they done ruined it. It ended perfectly. That story's done.
But
And I
yeah, but
think
Disney
WandaVision is
knows when
gonna
to
be the same
stop.
thing.
Disney knows when to stop.
I think WandaVision is gonna be the same thing. I think this season finale is gonna be a cliffhanger that's gonna keep you until season two.
You
Yeah.
think there'll be a season 2?
Probably.
Definitely. That if they want to do this right, where they're heading, there has to be a season two because of how I
Yeah.
told you they said they were gonna shoot this. It's gonna be a slow crawl. I hope we get another slow episode, but in reality, I feel like we might get two more slow episodes, just
Yeah,
because
I
they're
think
trying
so.
to stick to that
To that build
decade.
up.
Yeah,
They're trying to keep the
the
build up going.
not even the build up, that gimmick of how the TV evolves, like the shows evolve.
Oh
I
yeah,
still
yeah,
think
yeah.
we
Yeah.
have two more gimmicky shows before we get to present day,
Mhm.
which would be, after the color vision, then we have
Yeah, we have
sitcoms
to
like
do.
Friends and
Do you
stuff.
Yeah,
think they're gonna
Friends,
stay
Cheers.
retro, or do you think they're gonna
Yeah.
go to like
No,
more
No,
no,
modern
everything.
TV
No,
show
every
style.
it's gonna lead to modern, and once
Yeah,
it gets
it'll
to
lead to
modern,
modern.
that's when we get more. That's when it's not gonna be snow crawl. That's why there's not gonna be no. Oh, what is this? No, they're gonna get straight down to it, and
Yeah.
by that time, we're gonna be either in the season finale or the episode before that.
Hmm. We shall see.
No, I'm telling you,
I just can't do this episode a week thing. Like
I
I need to
know it
binge. I would
sucks.
have binged this already. I would have been.
Honestly, when I signed up for the streaming service, I thought it was gonna be like Netflix, where it's like boom, a whole
Just give
season,
me the whole
ruin,
season at
ruin
once.
your whole weekend.
Like
Not
when
the
was it? Season 2 of Stranger Things came out. I finished it in one day and I
yo.
regretted it. I was like, no, what am I
I
supposed to do
blame
now?
I blame Amazon Prime for this. I feel like they were the first ones to come up with this stupid ass idea with the boys,
Yeah.
where it was like, oh yeah, here we'll give you 3 episodes in the beginning, and then boom, we'll
Yeah,
give you.
because some people they get streaming services just to watch one thing and they're like, okay, after I watched it, I've heard of people who just got HBO Max just to watch Wonder Woman. And
I mean,
you
I
know, they
got
I think they're
HBO
trying to
Max for
prevent they're
one
trying to
reason.
keep you on their services. And I feel like that's why they're gonna do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, but Disney, listen, they're doing a really great job because everything that's coming out,
If they were
it's
gonna
great.
do like the first 2 episodes, okay, at once fine, because but the episodes are so short. And I'm just like, I need 2 episodes at a time, or
Cha-
like the episodes an
Yeah.
hour long, or
Chaco,
something.
Chaco's saying that the WandaVision is gonna have 9 episodes.
9 episodes.
Yep.
Okay,
All
so we'll
right.
probably
Okay.
then it goes back to what I said.
We'll get some action.
We'll
Yeah.
get
We'll get
two
some action.
Yeah,
two more
probably two
slow
more slow
episodes,
episodes. Yep.
and then it's gonna kick off.
Yeah, because we still haven't hit like Taxi, Cheers, like we still
Yeah,
haven't hit that era yet. So we
that
talking
Do you
about
think
era,
that's
and
what they're
then the
doing?
early 2000.
yeah,
That's
the way
definitely what
it's
they're
looking,
doing
yeah,
since
for
episode
sure.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
Since
All right.
episode
For
one,
sure.
every episode is the TV's either progressed by 10 years. Like the first episode with Dick Van Dyke, then the
Yep.
second episode would be Witch.
Bewitched.
It's all by decades.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I
If
did. I wasn't
if
putting it
episode
like
three
that.
was the 70s, then episode two was the 60s, and the first episode was in the
Was the
50s.
50s?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I
And
love
then the
I
next
love
episode would
Lucy.
be the 80s.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. We're not sure
I
yet.
don't know. Wonder Woman really
Miami
messed up
Vice.
the 80s for everybody.
Again, Pat's like Miami Vice episode. Oh my god. Hold
Whose
on,
name
wait.
is he talking about? I said he says I'm surprised Cody.
Yeah, that's
He
Jake.
says I'm surprised nobody said his name.
His name.
Who might have a hand in this?
They don't want me to spoil it, man.
Yeah,
So
I don't want spoilers.
Yeah,
what
I
I
don't.
can say, if you're in the chat on YouTube, it's not who Pat said. It's not him.
Yeah.
I can tell you
Miami
that.
Vice.
No.
Yeah, it's not Miami
said
Vice.
before that. Yeah, it's not Miami Vice.
Definitely not.
I don't see the chat, so I don't know. Who did he say?
He said MODOK,
MODOK.
and it's not
Which
Oh
stands
MODOK.
for
wait, no,
something.
is that?
That stands for something.
No, that's
Yeah.
not it.
It's not MODOK.
Yeah, but it's not MODOK.
It's how can I that's the thing. You guys don't want me to spoil anything.
Don't spoil it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I
When
don't
I
care
get-
because
when
I
this
will still watch
podcast-
it.
When this podcast is over, I'll sign out. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves about all the spoilery stuff. I like to
Nah,
listen
I
to
mean,
things.
We
Don't-
gotta throw
Listen,
theories
I-
out
Don't
because and then we
spoil.
gotta reference that we talked about this in this episode when it comes true. Or
But
if
my-
it doesn't,
All right, say it. Say it then. Say it.
Here we go.
Because
Okay.
I don't
Not-
care. I keep watching
Say
whatever
who it is,
show.
but I don't
You
want to
can
know
tell me-
details. I don't want to know.
You can tell me
events.
how
Okay.
anything ends, and I still watch it. So.
I won't. I won't.
any good entertainer is not gonna just go out and say the answer. So let me build it up a bit.
Here we
Oh,
go.
here we go.
In WandaVision, there are 4 factions throughout the whole story.
Yes.
You have Sword, who's
Yes.
trying to help Wanda.
Kangaroo Man.
You
Yes,
have
Pat, he got it.
You have Wanda and her wants and needs, which is strictly Vision. Her
Right.
goal is Vision. Remember,
And
before this
babies.
Vision dies.
No,
babies
she
are just
didn't
a
know about
plus.
the
No,
babies.
No babies. It's all about Vision.
Babies are
But
just
she
a
seems
plus.
happy
It's
about
all about
babies.
Vision.
No,
She's happy about Vision.
she's happy about
She's
Vision.
happy that she has Vision's babies.
Remember,
No.
Vision got his forehead pinched like a pimple
Yep.
and died.
Say
Right.
That's so. He still has the soul stone on his head too. I don't know
which
if
is
that's a
reminiscent to the
significance.
last time she saw him.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
If
I noticed that
Yeah.
too. He still has the stone on his head.
I didn't believe that. I wasn't believing that she was making this because of Vision because he was 100% dead. I was like, everybody else came back,
I feel
but
like she had a
no,
mental breakdown,
Vision,
and
Vision,
she's
Vision got dead before the snap. He was
Yep.
dead.
He was already
He
dead
was
yeah.
before
dead
the
He
before
snap.
had
the
to
snap.
die so the snap can
uh,
happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, because he had a stone. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have Wanda's strict thing was just Vision. The
Mm-hmm.
third faction is the townspeople, the cult. We'll
The
name them the
cult,
We'll
cult.
call it the cult.
the cult
Right.
leader is Agnes.
Yes
Yes or
and
I
no?
thought it was
no.
Dottie. I
Yes
thought it
and
was
no.
Well,
Dottie
at least
because
from the
No,
people,
no,
the
it is
characters that
not
we've seen
Dottie.
so far, Agnes is the ringleader from the people we've
because
seen so
Dottie
far.
because
This is
I
my thing. All right, this is my theory. The cult follows Agnes
Yep.
right.
without them knowing that Agnes works for somebody else.
Yeah, I feel
And the
like there's a bigger
person
person
who
we haven't seen yet.
and that comes to the fourth faction, which is and Joker, correct me if I'm wrong, I think is Mephisto.
Ooh, yes. I totally forgot about that guy.
Mephisto. It's
Mephisto.
definitely Mephisto.
Yep.
The red in every episode that's very
Yep.
prominent.
Yep.
The
You
fact
said
that
my man.
WandaVision
My
at
man.
the end of WandaVision season 2, somehow, some way
Episode
this is
2.
gonna tie into two things. I'm not gonna tell you the other thing. I'm gonna leave that surprise to you guys
House of
because it's gonna be a big
M.
surprise.
House of
And
M. House of
the other thing it's supposed to tie
Mephisto.
into is Doctor Strange's movie, the
Yes.
multiverse.
Pat
The
has a
multiverse.
theory.
Pat, go ahead,
Pat,
Pat.
give us your theory. I
Throw
don't
your
know who.
theory in, Pat.
I don't know who. Is Mephisto the House
So
of M
Mephisto,
person?
think of
Yes. Yes. The House of M. M
If
stands for
Mephisto,
Mephisto.
the best way I could put in Mephisto, he's the Marvel's universe version of Satan,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
Satan.
Yep.
Like he's
And Satan,
demonic.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think we've seen a
And
version of
Mephisto wants
Mephisto
the
in
babies.
Yes. Right.
Probably
yes,
so.
Yes.
yes. That's his end game. He wants the babies.
Hmm.
Now, here's my theory how everything went down.
Why did I think the twins were boy and girl?
They
I
were in
thought.
the comics.
They were in the
Okay,
comics. Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
feared. I thought the second baby coming out was a
But I
girl,
thought
but it
the
was
twin
boys.
but I thought the twin boy and girls was Wanda
No.
and her brother.
Pat's theory
No,
is
but I
that
think
this
in
is
the
a multiverse. This is a multiverse show that like the Loki show and shit like that.
No, and I don't think Loki's
that's
show
what I
is set in the
thought. That's.
multiverse neither.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Loki's not set in the multiverse. Loki's set in the prime MCU verse. The thing about Loki is he's gonna play those weird roles like I'll get into that later. He's not in the multiverse. I think Loki's job is to correct history,
Hmm.
whatever way they're gonna make it, whether it's a punishment or not. Loki's job in his show is to make sure history goes the way it's supposed to go.
Yep.
Oh, I thought he was gonna cause havoc, and then I
No.
was
Right.
wondering how that would affect the future. But
Anything,
then I
anything,
think I don't know.
anything that's close to havoc would be Loki's doing. So, for example, if let's say something happens where JFK doesn't get assassinated, Loki will be the play in the role to make sure he gets assassinated. So
Interesting.
it's not that, but it's basically kind of like
Hmm.
Hmm.
like his job is gonna be close to
I would never
what was the
expect that
name
from Loki,
of
though.
the small kid from Umbrella Academy?
Oh, I don't even watch that show.
Seven. Oh, you gotta watch that show. That show's
I
amazing.
heard I
Girl,
do.
you missing
I
out.
heard I do. I haven't watched it yet. I know
You
It's
are
people.
really good.
missing
It's really good.
out. What?
Well, Joker hasn't watched it
Basically
either.
they're time
So
cops. They're like time cops, and they just got to make
Yeah,
sure the
yeah.
history, the timeline goes from point A to point B with
To
no
point B.
hiccups and no
oh, is that why
no.
he does the there's a bomb on the plane
Yeah, and
thing?
that's a famous thing.
Ah,
That's a
yes.
famous.
I know about
Yep.
that. Yes. Okay, interesting.
Remember, if that never happened, TSA is never created.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember,
Mhm.
TSA was strictly created because of that crazy guy that to this
Mm.
day they don't know where he went or
He
what
just
he did with the
disappeared
money.
in thin air.
He just
Yep.
disappeared. So
Mhm.
Loki's him, and in the trailer you see that the reason he disappears is
Wait,
because
what if he is
as
like
he's
the
falling out
JFK
of the
shooter?
plane,
What if he is the JFK shooter? Oh shit!
it's gonna. I can't wait for the Loki show.
I
can't
wasn't excited, but now I am. All right. Because
wait.
I'm not a big Loki
So
fan, but
I know. So yeah, so Mephisto is strictly there for the babies. Here's my theory of how Wanda got stuck in this. Mephisto's power at this point is not that strong, which is the reason why he wants the babies. But the only thing he was able to do was conjure up something similar to the stork. And
Hmm.
the only thing he can conjure to make Wanda stay there is Vision.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know,
like I'm
So
remember,
you
confused on
think
how
it's
Vision.
him?
Yeah,
So
I
you
don't,
think it's him,
because Vision is
not
dead.
her?
But I'm like, how is they have Vision subcon? Because he's not like an NPC like everybody else. He doesn't know either how he got there, what's going on, but he knows that he loves Wanda and he's there with Wanda. He knows they
That's
have
why all
powers.
those
He knows,
questions,
but I'm
all those
wondering
questions
how
in
they
the
got
first
Vision in there.
Vision is not real.
No,
Yeah,
Vision's
but
not
don't break
real.
my heart because episode 3, I got a little teary for them. They were so cute.
I know, but that's the reason why Wanda's staying
I
there.
thought maybe they got like a backup
If
of Vision and they put it in the computer and they're
Nah.
like,
Nah.
no, because remember at that point, Vision's no longer. He's a
or
basically
I
has a
thought
set of
that Wanda
synthesoid.
made Vision, or is Vision created by bad guys,
No,
or did
Vision was
Wanda make
created
Vision?
in this universe by Tony Stark
No,
and
no, I
Bruce
mean
Banner.
like in Wanda's mind, in this sitcom
In
place,
this
I thought
situation,
maybe Wanda made Vision.
I think that's strictly Mephisto.
Oh,
I
that's what I
feel
was.
so,
like
That's
but
what I'm
this is
saying.
my
But
That's why
thing.
I
wouldn't he
feel like.
be on Mephisto's side or know something
No,
about it?
no, because Vision's role in this is to keep Wanda there.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying, like, Wanda has to
But
be clueless about what's going on,
that
because
no,
if it's this man doing all this stuff, then she's also clueless on what's going on. She's just trying to hide that she
No, I
has
don't think she's
powers and that he
clueless.
has
Listen, listen,
powers.
listen.
No,
This is
I
what's
don't think
going
she's
on.
clueless.
This is what's going on. You ready? Mephisto is manipulating all this shit in Wanda's mind, right? Okay, Mephisto's manipulating all this shit. That's why Vision seems like how he is, because it's what Wanda remembers of Vision. Hence why Vision's
Mm.
acting the way he's acting. So
I don't think
now
so.
there are well, this is my theory. So
Yeah.
then there's this whole barrier surrounding it, so that way the her world doesn't get expanded where it takes over everything else, right? And they're trying to
because
figure
she can.
yeah, they're trying to figure things out. So hence the radio, Wanda, who's doing this to you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so
And
that they,
Cody also says
Think that
Wanda
she
is
agreed?
clueless.
You think Mephisto was like,
Yes.
if you do what I ask you to do, you get Vision back. You get a perfect world.
But
You think
Yes.
she agreed?
this
I don't
but
think I think I think this is like a forced thing, not anything
No,
No.
that
because she doesn't want it to
Absolutely not.
end. She doesn't want it to end. I
Absolutely
don't
not.
think it's forced because she likes what's going on.
If it
She
was
doesn't want
forced,
anyone to interfere.
if it was forced, every time Sword would try to communicate with her, she would let it rock. She
Yeah.
does not. She does not want to get snapped out of
Yeah,
this
she kicked
fantasy
that girl
that
out. She wants
Mephisto.
nothing of it. I think she likes what's going on. She kind of knows probably what is going on.
Remember, out of everybody, Wanda's still part of the Avengers. This is my theory. Something was going on in Westview.
Where is the
They
rest of the
sent
Avengers?
they. There's the thing. It was a small
they're
little
done.
case. They sent Wanda, which is what Westfield wanted. Once Wanda gets to Westview, she sees Vision. Whether it's him as a human, she sees him and she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And that's when Agnes approaches her with the deal from Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay with Vision, but here's the thing: he can't leave this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where it gets out of hand. At this point in time, all they think is that Wanda is just telekinetic. I feel like Mephisto and the cult didn't know that it would get to this level,
because
where it
she's
was
very
like
powerful.
she went from being the captive to now being the person that you know what I'm trying to say. I'm Dominican. I don't know how to say, but she went from being the captive to being the person who has everybody captured,
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
She went
because I
she
don't
went
think
from being the
that
captive to the capture.
I think
Yeah,
from what we
I
see
didn't want.
from Wanda throughout the even the Marvel films, she doesn't have a full grasp of everything she can do,
Ah.
you know?
Look,
Because I know
Chapo Chaco brought up a good point. He's like that. This is. He agrees with what everybody is saying on the and right
Yes,
now.
I'm waiting for an appearance from Doctor
But
Strange.
Doctor
I
Strange is
feel
gonna
it.
pop up.
I feel it.
It's that's gonna be the
I feel
absolute
like
end.
Doctor Strange could be the only
Season
one to
two,
get in
season
there and get
finale.
her out.
Yeah,
I
season two,
think
season
Doctor
finale.
Strange could show up.
No,
Could that be? Could
nope.
that be what? Oh man, I just
The only
because you guys need
person
to
that's
watch
gonna
that
end
freaking
this,
trailer.
there are two villains in this story, and it's Mephisto and it's Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
So
else has
Wanda's
just
a villain.
Wanda is definitely a villain in this.
Well, she's not. She's not trying. I don't think she's like purposely trying to be a
She is
villain.
because if
I
she
think
didn't,
she.
she would have never kicked out
Geraldine.
Senorita.
No, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Technically, she's not on
Geraldine.
the good side right now. But I think she is not. I think she's just so desperate to be with Vision again that she's willing to do whatever it takes to just be in this world with him.
that sounds like a villain to me.
Not intentionally.
Not when you're in
Intentionally,
love, because I'm
intentionally.
sure.
When
Because
they
if it
had their
wasn't
babies, I was
intentional,
like, "Oh, this is so cute."
Pat said
if
that
it
Pat said this is a split timeline that the ancient one talked about.
no, no, I think
I think we're still on the
Endgame
same
handled,
timeline. This
yeah,
is
Endgame
after.
handled the timeline perfectly.
Yeah.
Even with Captain America messing it up a little bit, it was still rectified because of how they explain time works in
Yep.
the MCU.
Pitching
No matter
tents.
what you do, no matter what you do in the past, it won't really disrupt the future. Your past just became your present, whether it's the time in
Yeah.
2010 or
Mhm.
not, that is still your present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a split branch. I think the branches will split in the multiverse of they need to get really, really mystical. The same way the Guardians of the Galaxy makes everything very sci-fi, they need to get really mystical, and this is our gateway to that mystic.
Yeah. What is the time the lineup for the new Marvel? Because right here it says WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2, Spider-Man 3. Is Doctor
Yes.
Strange 2 gonna immediately follow up WandaVision?
It should. The way that
It's
I
supposed
think
to,
is
it's a
gonna
setup.
play,
It's a setup.
Yeah,
Wanda's
I
supposed to
think.
have a part in the Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse of Madness, remember the biggest hype a few episodes, if you were listening to our podcast, was that they got all the Spider-Mans back. And
Yay.
that
Oh
will
my
tie
god,
into
I'm so
Spider-Man 3.
excited. I have a theory about Spider-Man 2, that movie too, but mm, my thing is they've let us know that they have all the Spider-Man back and all of their love interests, like all of the Mary Janes and what's her
Are
name
they
from
bring?
season.
Are they doing all that? All the Spider-Man verse and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
they're gonna make that into a
they're all
movie.
gonna they're one movie with all the Spider-Man we've ever seen
Yeah.
Yes.
in that one
But
movie.
Multiverse.
But
The multi
I'm praying and I hope that this is some kind of plot twist. But I would love to because they've been telling us all this, and I'm like, why? This is what,
Spider-Man. Sorry.
yeah. I feel like why did they tell us about all this crap? Because it would have been such a great surprise if we knew nothing about the new Spider-Man movie and they just all started popping up. But I would love if there's somehow a Miles Morales pops up in the movie and like nobody knew.
definitely. They already mentioned
Love
Miles
that.
Morales in Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino's character is Miles Morales' uncle.
Uncle. Yeah.
The Prowler. That's the Prowler.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino's the Prowler.
No, really?
Ma-
Yeah.
Where
Yes.
did
Miles
I
Yeah.
miss this?
Childish
Yeah,
Gambino
when
is
he's
who? Is
talking
who?
to Spider-Man, that
Is the
Spider-Man's doing
Prowler.
that voice.
If you
He's
watch
like,
the
"Yo, my
animated,
nephew really likes you."
yeah. If you watch the animated Into the Spider Verse, the bad guy, the uncle, Spider Man's uncle that
Mm,
plays the bad guy Prowler, that's who
mm.
Childish Gambino is in the live action movie. He's the Prowler.
Can I
Oh.
say something that my ex who watches no superhero movies or no comics at all pointed out that I was like, "Oh shit," which is in the Spider-Verse when the Prowler dies, it's Miles's version of Uncle Ben dying.
Yeah.
It was his uncle that died. Yo, that shit
Yep.
blew my mind.
Mm.
True. True, true, true. Very true.
But yeah,
I just got
Childish
that.
Gambino is the Prowler in the MCU.
Yeah.
Because
Mm,
Pat
Childish Gambino is Miles
Pat's
Morales'
bringing
voice,
up a
right?
point over here. Pat
no,
said
no, it's somebody
No,
else's
there's
it
voice.
somebody
should have
else.
been. It should have been.
It's the guy from, if you ever seen Dope, the main character from Dope, it's
Okay.
him.
Pat said that the let me see here. What he said?
He wasn't
That
returned to his timeline.
past Thanos was killed, so he was thinking about his timeline that he wasn't returned to his timeline. I mean, no, 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 because that Thanos,
No, yeah.
that's
Remember,
his
it still
timeline.
follows
Yeah,
MCU's. It still follows MCU's thing where whether you go to the past or the future, it doesn't affect anything. That was the rules they set. In a logical standpoint, you do make sense, but remember, we have to go by the logic of whatever the movie sets.
yeah,
In Back to
exactly.
the
Right.
Future, you go back to the past and you vote. You change one little thing, changes the future.
Yep.
Right.
MCU already cut that way ahead of when they said if you go to the past, that's your present. If you go to the future, that's your present.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you
So
And
die or not,
nothing. So if something happens today and
Your
in
fate is
next
still your
10 years,
fate, no
nothing.
yeah,
matter what.
yeah,
Your fate
Okay,
is
all
your
exactly.
right.
fate.
because
All right.
if we're going by logic of like time travel, when Nebula was next to the old Nebula, time should have just broke right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Especially
Meaning
once
that
she
this
killed herself.
basically when they went back, it was gonna happen regardless.
Yeah,
Like everything was gonna happen. So
yeah. I mean,
So
even when she
nothing
kills herself,
changes.
if we're going by that timeline, when Nebula shot herself, she should have died then, because
Yeah,
that was her
Right.
past
exactly.
self.
yeah, that
But the
confused
way
me a
that,
lot.
yeah, the way that it was just broken down, her past self was in the present, so it didn't affect anything.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Okay.
very upset that out of all the characters we lost, we the only people we got back was Nebula and Gamora. Please. That
We got
Yeah, I don't
everybody
really
back. What
care
are you
for
talking about?
Gamora too
I
much.
hate well, they
Half of the
annoy me.
universe was brought back.
I would rather have I would rather have Black Widow back and what's his name?
But I don't understand that because Black Widow has a movie coming out now.
Is a
Isn't
prequel.
she
It's a
That's set in the
dead?
prequel.
It's a
past.
It's a
prequel.
prequel.
Yeah,
But
it's in the past.
that gonna really mess with me because I'm like, she dead.
No, it's a prequel. It's
It's a
before
prequel. It's before
Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah, way
You'll
it's
find
before
you're
Avengers.
gonna
I
find
just
out
don't
this
like
stuff.
that.
You're gonna find
I
out
It's
was
before
about
telling
Civil War.
I was telling Bunny today, like when I finished watching Captain Marvel. Yes, I'm late. Don't shoot me, please. Thank you. Okay. So when I watched Captain Marvel today, right? I was like, why didn't they just show this movie first? Because this is like that's why the Avengers is the
Yeah,
Avengers and
well, yeah,
all of this other
like
stuff.
I told you, if they started with Captain Marvel, you wouldn't get the significance of some of the things that happen in Captain
Yeah.
Marvel if you didn't
yeah.
know already what you already know from the prior
They needed
movies.
to show you Captain Marvel because of what was going to happen in Infinity War.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you didn't know who that was and you just see this Goku looking lady saving Tony Stark, you'd be like, who the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
She's
Right.
I mean,
already a not interesting character to begin with in the comic.
with the exception
Which
of
is
the
sad.
hardcore people,
I
you
like
know.
Captain Marvel. I know a lot of people don't like her,
Yeah,
but I like.
Choco brings up a good point. Captain Marvel retcon a lot. It is true. I agree with him.
Yeah,
What
without
does
her, you know,
retcon mean?
Yeah. Rectified any kind of issues or plot holes or like
Like a quick
she
fix.
yeah, she resolved
Okay.
a lot of issues.
Yeah, a lot of people thought like, oh, if Captain Marvel shows up with that fight against Thanos, like it's gonna
It's
be cut
over.
short and it's gonna be
Yeah.
boring. Which I'm glad it didn't happen. I mean, she
Yeah.
stood up to Thanos for a good while, but
Listen, in reality, Captain Marvel would crush Thanos, no problem.
yes,
Like
yes.
no, like just we just her pinky finger would like just touch him on his forehead and he's
To an
crushed. He's dead.
extent, Captain Marvel is Marvel's Superman. To an
Mhm.
extent, that's their Superman.
Yeah.
So
Now the
she's like
issue with
super
but
strong.
what
She's like,
what is Captain Marvel's kryptonite?
Um. Shit.
it didn't show.
Does she have a weakness? Does she? Because you know,
she
Superman
doesn't
has
really
magic
have a
and
weakness,
mhm.
which is why they couldn't use her that much.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing like in Harry Potter, why they can't use the time turner to just fix everything
Mhm.
because it would just be they can't
Quick
use her too
fix.
much.
Mhm.
That's why they also state in the movie they're like, why are you not here? She's like, well, what happened on Earth happened everywhere.
Yeah.
Not
Mhm.
Exactly.
everywhere has an Avenger. They need me somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Mm-hmm.
was their way of saying we can't use her because it'd just be too easy.
Mhm.
Right. It
You
makes
wouldn't have
sense.
a movie if it was with her.
Mhm.
Right. It makes sense. Yeah. It makes
Yeah.
sense. But I was just very like, but
Yeah.
this makes a lot like, hello. It shows
Taco.
like why this doesn't have his eye anymore. Where the where the thing is, the blue
Yeah, but
thing. I forget what it's called.
it's all planned out with reason. There's a reason why they showed you this version of Captain Marvel instead of like a Captain Marvel set in the in the Avengers era. You know what
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
saying? So you
No, it
have
makes
because
a
to
I
lot
mean,
of
think about
sense.
it. in Endgame, she just comes and fucks everything up.
Yeah.
Everything that was giving them an issue in Wakanda, she fixed it in two
Yeah, they're
seconds.
like, what are they shooting at? And she just breaks through that ship like it's nothing.
Yeah. So they can't use her a lot, which is
Yeah.
why it's hard to write a Justice League movie because there's only so many people you could put up against
Yeah,
Superman.
and a
Yeah.
lot of people will complain. They're gonna be like, "Oh, well, she could have easily done this. Why didn't you know?"
Yeah.
Listen, they complain about everything, I feel.
Hmm.
Like nothing is right. Like, I don't know.
What I
Well,
do
It
like
was a
about
whole
Marvel is
thing.
that they take a concept like a story we know and they twist it to keep even the biggest comic readers on edge.
Hmm.
Like Doctor Strange, what happened in Civil War? One of the biggest Civil War was a horrible movie in my opinion. It should
Mm.
have been Civil War should have came after Endgame in my opinion.
yeah.
Um, one of the biggest things in Civil War is to get more heroes on their side. Peter Parker goes in front of all the cameras and he says, "I'm Spider-Man," which is like the biggest thing in
Hmm.
New York. You know, this young kid saying he's Spider-Man. One of the biggest things that are happening now in the MCU is that damn, what's his name? Not Mephisto, not Magneto, Mysterio.
Mm.
Mysterio outed out Spider-Man. He said Peter Parker Spider-Man. So by
Yeah.
the time Doctor Strange's role at the end of Civil War was he erased everybody's mind. Nobody knows that Peter Parker Spider-Man. So I think that's gonna
But
what's gonna happen
but
either
didn't
in
he
the
get exposed
multiverse.
at Spider-Man 2? He got exposed again.
Yeah, that's yeah.
No, yeah, in Spider-Man 2, that's what I'm talking about when he got exposed.
Hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is what we think we know is going to happen will happen in another story, and it's like from a concept of a movie we already watched.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
all that stuff with Doctor Strange changing everybody's minds that happens in the comic version of Civil War. What they're gonna do with that role, they're gonna move that to either the multiverse of madness, or Spider-Man 3, which is gonna
Mm.
be like, okay, everybody knows that Peter Parker's Spider-Man, Doctor Strange is gonna come and erase everybody's mind.
Yeah.
What I mean to say with that is even though we know to an extent what House of M holds, we don't know when Marvel's gonna utilize the big points in that story
All right.
because of how they just take aspects and change it around just a bit.
Pat says there may be two branches now, Loki escaping and Thanos not being there to get the stones.
Yeah.
Just throwing this out there.
Because he said before that, he says that the ancient one said that removing something from a timeline makes a branching timeline. That's why they returned the stones to the time he took them to prevent the branch. So he said he just rewatched the scene. Um, and what did Chaco say? Chaco said that Captain Marvel 2 goes, how I heard, she's gonna she's
Gonna meet
gonna
a
meet
good
a
match.
yeah, she's gonna have a good
I don't
match.
think Brie Larson's gonna be Captain Marvel anymore. I think they took her off.
No,
Why
I
though?
think
She
she's in
was really
part
Does
good.
2.
everybody have drama with her? Nobody likes her.
Yeah, she actually was acting stupid. All
Well,
right.
everybody has drama with everybody
No, no,
at
no.
this
No,
point.
they a whole ass family. They've
If
been
I'm
doing
not
this shit for
mistaken, she was
years.
like, if I'm not mistaken, she was on the brink of like getting canceled
Yeah.
at one point, and
I
I think
heard that
that's why.
she's very like prissy and she has a lot of entitlement, and while all these people have been working together for like literally like what it has it been like 10 plus
It's
years.
Oh
like
shit, yeah.
She's
decade.
yeah, she's coming in there like, "Oh, yeah, I own this shit now because I'm Captain Marvel," you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also weird. Everybody else has been working for way much time together, and she only has one movie.
No, but I heard that she's been acting very stuck up with everybody
Yeah.
And
like
and
Well,
she
either
also
way,
said
I know she.
she also said about the people like that people were like, "Oh,
Plank
well,
from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
yeah."
Yeah. I was like, oh no.
What she said. She said something like to the fans. She's like that like no white male should watch this or some shit like that. I
Yeah, she's
forgot.
like, this is not for men. This movie's not for men, so
Yeah.
don't watch it. This is for women. Like, I don't know. She's just this is already a big franchise with a lot of fans, and she just
And
came
a
in
lot of
and
love.
Mhm.
yeah, and she just came in and just started
Ma-
dictating a lot of things when she should just be a little humble and be like, I'm just glad to
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's been a little over 2 hours, even with part two going smoothly. All right.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want to go yet. I'm having so much fun.
Guys, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Thanks to our special guests, Bunny and Chuchi, for being here and bragging about DC's Wonder Woman 1984 and Marvel WandaVision.
It was nice.
Also,
It was nice.
yeah,
I'm happy I was here, guys. Thank you.
yeah, no problem. What's this? Pat, stop talking.
Yeah.
She said that about the critics that reviewed A Wrinkle in Time. Oh, okay. And
Yeah, I knew that her
awesome.
stuff was like almost akin to her being canceled.
Yeah, Choco, bro, don't worry about that, bro. He's like, sorry I came late. Yeah, it's cool, bro.
It's
Next
okay.
time.
It's cool.
Yeah, next
You
time.
Thanks for
got
the
you got the good part.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah. You cut the good parts.
yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you guys next Friday. Hopefully there'll be no more technical issues. I'm so mad.
And if we missed the Easter egg, comment down below, man. Even
Yeah, if
Yes.
we
after
missed
Yeah,
some
let us
Easter
know.
eggs,
Let
let
us
us know
know.
what we missed and everything else.
I
All
think
right,
I'm
guys.
10 for 10, but prove me wrong.
Okay.
All right, guys. Latest.